Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of the Very Metal Diary of Cleo Howard. Sunday, 17th of August. Today is Dad Day. We went to the Sunday market and boot sale, and then we went to Nanny Howard's. At the boot sale we saw Matty Bateman. He was looking at computer games and I said hello. Dad asked me if Matty was a special friend of mine. I said no, Matty was generally a flatulent nuisance. Nanny Howard did a roast dinner. It was lush. And then she gave me some magazines for Mum, including some Cosmopolitans, which tend to have some interesting bits in. Monday, 18th of August. Mum moaned because I've eaten all the chocolate ice cream out of the tub of Neapolitan again. The smart thing to do would just be to buy a tub of chocolate. Who even likes Neapolitan? I bet no one who reads Cosmopolitan likes Neapolitan. Tuesday, 19th of August. Mum asked me who I was listening to today. She's doing her taking an interest thing. There's really no need because she won't understand. I told her I was listening to Manowar and she said, Menopause? And I said, no, Manowar. Why would there be a heavy metal band called Menopause? Her ears are getting old. Wednesday, 20th of August. Me, Ian and Jenny went to Dawson's Music Shop, which is near the very gothily named Abattoirs Road, under the railway bridge, and it's also near RG1's nightclub, which is where everybody at school except the metalheads wants to get into. They had no pointy guitars in Dawson's, so Ian wasn't impressed. I looked longingly at the bass guitars, and even more longingly at the long-haired guy behind the counter. And then we went to Shakti, which is a sort of hippie shop that Jenny likes. It smells of incense, and it's not the sort of place you'd expect to find in Reading. Jenny bought a purple bracelet. She said the man in the shop was cute. He had dark curly hair. Jenny said that she thinks hippie types are generally good in bed. Thursday, 21st of August. We went to HMV today so Jenny could get the Cramps' new album, and then we went back to her house and had strawberries on the lawn, with whipped cream and crushed up meringue and amaretti biscuits. Her brother Bruce's girlfriend Minty joined us to sunbathe. Minty is really lovely. She doesn't like metal, but I can forgive her that. She wears white trousers, and she sounds like she rides a horse. She was asking me and Jenny about boys today. I told her about the deliciousness that is Barry, and also the wonder of T-Reg, and Jenny told her all about Luscious Lex and Dazzling Dazza. Minty was telling us about when she met Bruce during Freshers' Week, but she met loads of other guys too, and so they didn't start dating for a while. Minty is studying meteorology. University sounds terrifying if you're shy, like me. You're in a place you've never been, with people you don't know. I said this to Minty, and she said it's okay, because everyone's new and scared, and it's a bit like the first day of school. And it all works out just fine. She said I should just smile if I feel shy, and then people will know that I'm friendly, and they'll come and talk to me. She said that smart girls like me and Jenny should definitely go to university. Jenny's already decided to go. I'm going to wait and see how I feel. I can't even imagine GCSEs being over, and no one in my family has ever been to university. Friday, 22nd of August. This is going to be an amazing weekend, dear diary. Tonight I'm going to party. Tomorrow I'm going to the Green Man, and on Sunday I'm going to Reading Festival to see Metallica and Marilyn Manson. Simon the Raspberry's parents are on holiday, so there's a bring your own booze party at his house tonight. It's just some people from school going, and we're sworn to secrecy because Simon doesn't want it to get out of hand and doesn't want to get bollocked by his neighbours. His parents told him he could have a few friends to stay over, but not a party, so officially it's not a party. But it kind of is a party. He's invited T-Reg, Bob, Dazza, Lizzie, Ella, Shot, me, Ian and Jenny. Ian and I got some K-cider from the shop on the way, and Jenny bought some rosé wine from her parents' wine rack. Her mum asked her if she wanted to bring some olives. She declined with thanks. I asked Mum what time I have to be in tonight, and she said 11 o'clock as usual. It's the summer holidays. And this really sucks because ideally I'd be staying over at Simon's. I tried unsuccessfully to negotiate a midnight curfew, and then I tried unsuccessfully to negotiate an 11:30 curfew, and then Mum started to make noises about not letting me go out at all. I suppose I'm just going to try to have a lot of fun before 11 o'clock. Even Cinderella is allowed out later than I am. The trouble is, everything fun happens at midnight or after. It's very well documented in song. There's Fastaways after midnight, from the great film Trick or Treat. And then you've got Iron Maiden's 2 Minutes to Midnight. And then of course you've got Judas Priest's Living After Midnight. I'll bet you that Rob Halford's bedroom is swarming with women after midnight, but at 11 o'clock it's just going to be him sat there in his leather hat writing some lyrics. The party was still good, even though I had to leave early. We played Spin the Bottle. It was just kissing, not full-on snogs. I noticed that girls didn't mind kissing girls, but if boys landed on each other, they spun again. I got kissed by Dazza and Simon, and I had to kiss Ian and Shot. Dazza explained how to wank a girl off, using the 2 fingers, 1 thumb method. T-Reg said that he calls this his love gun method, and he pointed 2 fingers at me while wiggling his thumb. Ian walked me home. I was home by 11. Dazza was going to walk Jenny home later when she wanted to go. Saturday, 23rd of August. Last night, Ian almost did it. I told you this was going to be an amazing weekend, did Ari? He and Ella ended up being the only ones still awake at Simon's, and Ella said that she would do it with him if he had a condom. They snogged, and he felt her boobs outside her bra. Ian said that Ella was drunker than he'd ever seen her, and then he said he could never take advantage of a drunk woman. And also, he didn't have a condom, but he said that if he had, he'd have waited for her to sober up a bit before he did anything below the waist. Ian is such a diamond among men. Jenny was disturbed saying goodnight to Dazza by her mum. Her mum invited him to come in, and he did, but then he went a bit shy. Jenny's mum said she prefers to know Jenny's friends. I don't think my mum wants to know my friends. Tonight, me, Jenny and Ian went to the Green Man with Bob, Shot, Simon and T-Reg. I was talking to Shot in the toilets, and she told me that Ella thinks she's fat, and she worries about her weight, and she worries about if boys fancy her. I couldn't believe this. Boys definitely fancy Ella. And Ella's not fat. She's perhaps a little bit bigger than me, but then she's taller and she's older, and she's got amazing boobs. I'd say they're probably a C cup, but of course Ian could supply more information on this matter. I'd say Shot is probably a B. I know that Jenny's definitely a B. Ella is pretty. Shot is beautiful. Sunday, 24th of August. Finally, dear diary, I am actually going to a gig instead of just reading about them in Metal Hammer or Kerrang. I was up early ready to go to Reading Festival. I wore my denim cut-offs, which are really cool. They've got a Slayer patch on one side of my bottom and a Metallica Creeping Death patch on the other. I also wore black shiny tights because my actual legs are so milk bottle white, they're just embarrassing. And I wore my 9 Inch Nails vest, a red and black check shirt, and my 14-hole DMs, my sunglasses, and my Misfits baseball cap. I kept looking at my ticket and reading it. Reading Festival Day ticket, Sunday 24th of August, 1997. I still almost can't believe Mum agreed to let me go. But then Dad paid for the ticket. I haven't got to be up for school tomorrow. It's a local gig. And Jenny's brother Bruce, who is a proper actual adult, is going with us. So I think she ran out of reasons to object. Jenny's dad Roy dropped us off by RG1s and we walked to the festival site. I have never seen so many goths in one place. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen so many people in one place. When we got near the festival, all the local shops, except the fancy dress shop, had people outside selling cans of beer. There was a really cheerful atmosphere. We had to queue for ages to swap our tickets for wristbands and to get into the arena. I just kind of stared, looked at people's t-shirts and looked at just people. We wandered around for a bit and then we watched the Descendants. They made me think of Shot. She'd have liked them. During Three Colours Red we went to get a drink and went to the loo. The loos were horrible, but I had been expecting that. Next we saw Dinosaur Jr., who Bruce really loves. I think Freak Scene is a cool song, but I don't know anything else by them. They're very good live, they did, Ari. Then we went to get some chips. £3 with an extra 50p for mayonnaise. Oh, Mum would have had a fit. She'd have said for that price she'd hoped they were out of this world. They were quite nice, because I was really hungry. We sat on the grass for a while and just watched people walk past. And then it was time for Marilyn Manson to be on. All the goths assembled by the stage, including us. Oh, Marilyn Manson was really awesome, and I don't think he has stolen Alice Cooper's act. I should know because I've watched the Welcome to My Nightmare video so many times, and this was different, but influenced, but definitely different, not stolen. I got goosebumps when Manson sang Sweet Dreams. Everyone was singing along. We went for a look at the stalls during Bush. TerrorVision were happy and bouncy. And then it was time for Metallica. Oh, thrash metal time. This is what I've been waiting for. They played some of their early stuff, Creeping Death, Battery, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and they also played some covers from the Garage Days EP. They did So What, which is so brilliantly sweary. And they also did Last Caress, which I love. Dear Diary, until you've stood in a field on a sunny afternoon with your best friends and heard Metallica play Nothing Else Matters, you have not felt true happiness. Metallica chucked loads of metallic confetti all over the field at the end of their set. It was like a blizzard. I caught a bit, and I'm going to keep it forever, stuck between the pages of this diary. I couldn't quite believe it when it was over and they'd gone off stage, because I really didn't want it to be. I just wanted to do it again. I'd do it again tomorrow if I could. Oh. Jenny borrowed some money from Bruce to get a Marilyn Manson long-sleeve t-shirt. The back print says, "I am the god of fuck." Mum would go mental if I attempted to wear this. We met Jenny's dad Roy on the industrial estate behind the festival, and he drove us all home because it was late. We said thanks to Bruce for taking us, and I said thanks to Roy for giving us a lift home. Monday, 25th of August. I'm still wearing my festival wristband. I'm not going to take it off ever. It reminds me that some days are amazing days. I'd have loved to have been old enough to have gone to Reading Festival when it was rock and metal on all 3 days and not just squashed onto the Sunday. Some of the old lineups are really, really good. Alice Cooper and Zodiac Mindwarp and the Sisters of Mercy have all played Reading Festival before. It was on the news today that there was some drug arrests at the festival, and Mum got all worked up. I did smell a smell which I know to be weed a few times while I was there. We've got a small gaggle of stoners at school, and they all tend to smoke behind the mass block. But no one tried to sell me drugs in an organised way at the festival. There were a few people walking through the crowd, shouting the names of the drugs they had for sale. But Mum seems to think that the minute you step onto the festival site, people just hand it to you and just encourage you to do it. We're not all sheep. I reassured Mum repeatedly that I had nothing stronger than a cider. Mum doesn't mind me drinking a little bit because she does. She likes having a Baileys or a Tia Maria or a port and lemon, or anything really, at Christmas and at special occasions. Tuesday, 26th of August. Ian and I went to see his nan Betty. We had lemonade and Mr. Kipling baked slices, and we told her all about Reading Festival. She said she'd seen it on the telly, and it looked like a right old giggle. We told her it was. She said that when she was our age, she used to like going roller skating at the Corn Exchange. In the evening, Mrs. Butler called round with some magazines for Mum, and she also bought us a marrow, spare from her garden. There's a reason why marrows are often spare. I hope Mum doesn't cook it. Neither of us really like marrow. When Mum came home from work, she looked at the marrow and she frowned. She probably will cook it. She hates wasting stuff. Wednesday, 27th of August. John Bon Jovi is number 1. Ella and Lizzie are very pleased about this. Me, Ian and Jenny met them and Bob and T-Reg in the park. Ella was wearing a really, really low-cut top. Oh, I hope I become an area of outstanding natural boobies soon. Mum made stuffed marrow for dinner. There was a lot of leftovers. I find marrow to be more of a texture than a taste. Thursday, 28th of August. There's a new Oasis album out, dear diary. Please excuse me while I don't rush to HMV and wet my pants in excitement. Jenny's dad, who always tells me to call him Roy, but I never do call him Roy, but I should call him Roy. But then when I do call him Roy, it sort of sounds weird. Anyway, Jenny's dad was talking about the Spice Girls today. He said he thinks they're a hollow kind of feminism. He says he thinks that there should be one whose personality, and he did that bunnies thing, is based on intelligence. He says perhaps there should be a smarty spice or a boffin spice. Thing is, I know a lot of young people listen to the Spice Girls, but I don't, and it's quite a good test of intelligence actually, whether you do or whether you don't. I had dinner at Jenny's. We had cheese and leek sausages, onion gravy and sweet potato mash, which is orange. It was a lot nicer than stuffed marrow. Friday, 29th of August. There is still 3/4 of a stuffed marrow in the fridge. The only good marrow is Tracy marrow, if you ask me. Ian decided he needs some condoms, so we all went to Licking Boots, but he didn't buy any. Saturday, 30th of August. Ian said he's got unprotected armadillos in his pants, and it's really quite frightening. Me, Ian and Jenny went to Superdrug and we looked at condoms, but Ian still didn't buy any. He said he's going to buy some from the machine in the pub loos. Everyone in the year above us got their GCSE results this week. Luckily, no one I know failed. Dazza did better than he expected, and Ella did worse than she expected. Ella told me it's boring to hear me going on about T-Reg, and if I like him I should just tell him and then snog him. Shop told her not to be mean, and she said I'd tell him in my own time and in my own way. Yeah, thank you, Shop, I will. I jolly well will do that in my own way and time and tell him. Yes, just as soon as I work out what my own way is. Ian had a successful mission this evening. He went to the gents and he's now ready to rub her up. Once he gets an opportunity, he'll be taking it, he says. Sunday, 31st of August. Shocking news today, dear diary. Princess Diana and Dodi El-Fayed are dead. They were killed in a car crash. It's in all the papers. Nanny Howard said she thought it was a tragedy, an absolute tragedy. She said that she thought Diana had the happiest years of her life ahead of her, now that she's not in an unhappy marriage. And she says now, those years have been cut short. She said she feels so sorry for those 2 young princes who will now have to grow up without their mother to guide them. I know I moan about Mum sometimes, dear diary, but if she suddenly wasn't here... Today has been a weird day. No one really knows what to say. And tomorrow, it's back to school. Dad asked me today how school was going and if I needed anything. He said that I'm smart, like his side of the family. It was one of those weird days where you sometimes feel like you can ask questions you wouldn't usually. And I asked him, when we left Nanny Howard's, if his bedsit was nice. He said it was small, but he liked it, and that living with Nanny Howard would have driven him mad. He says that one day he'll take me to see where he lives. He said that he always takes me to see Nanny Howard because it makes her day to see me. I don't know if I'm sad or happy today. I'm glad I finally asked Dad about where he lives. And it's nice to know that I make Nanny Howard's day.